Today on the channel, we got one a lot of people have been waiting for, especially a guy on the couch, as today we're counting down my top 10 DC Multiverse McFarlane toy figures of 2024.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back at it again with another Best of 2024 Top 10 Countdown. In today's video, we got the DC Multiverse from McFarlane Toys in our crosshairs. And of course, this is a countdown, so of course we're going to start at number 10. We're going to work our way to number 1, with the number 1 figure being my favorite DC Multiverse figure of 2024. And as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. And it's been quite the year for McFarlane Toys, with seemingly a new figure released every single day. Todd McFarlane, and of course, Todd McFarlane joining us here for this very countdown, as you can only imagine. Of course, we do a lot of these unboxings for the McFarlane Toys figures on my second YouTube channel, Kyle Peterson 2.0. Man, subscribe to that channel, as there's so much McFarlane goodness over there to make your head spin. So much Todd McFarlane over there, so little time. And Todd, you came dressed up. You're in a full-on tuxedo, and even each one of your toes have a little tuxedo for each toe. So that is the dedication to the couch. That is dedication to the countdown, as we're celebrating Todd McFarlane and the whole McFarlane team here today in this countdown. Now, of course, Todd, you've had a few figures that went south. We've had some breakages, and spoiler alert, hate to tell you, but you're going to see some of your figures on the worst figures of 2024. But that's what happens. The more you put out, the more chance for worse figures. But we will get to that in a separate video. Once again, subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel as well along the way. But we're counting it down. We're doing the absolute best of. And I got to say, the McFarlane stuff was really, really good this year. We saw the integration of more cloth capes with wire in them from plastic capes. Quality, for the most part, seemed to improve. The last 2 years has been an improvement on quality. And a lot of releases. Enough releases to make your head spin between all the platinums, gold labels, you name it. A banner year for McFarlane Toys. And we're going to count down the best of it here in this very video. So what do you say, Todd? You ready? You better buckle up over there on the couch, as we're going to kick it off at number 10. All right, we begin the countdown at number 10, and number 10, a bit of a controversial pick, possibly, as a lot of people not a fan of this movie, but when I was a little kid, I enjoyed this movie. Now, I haven't seen it millions of times, and I remember seeing it as a kid. I maybe saw it once since then, but a very memorable movie and a very memorable toy line back in the day, and Todd from the couch worked his magic and brought those toys back here in 2024. What are we talking about? We're talking about Batman Forever, but we're going to Jim Carrey as the Riddler. A very stunning figure. It looks just like Jim Carrey from the movie to me. All green jumpsuit with the question marks. You get the question mark staff, and then you get the Jim Carrey head with the bright orange hair against that green. Makes this one pop a whole lot. Just a fun figure, full of childhood nostalgia here again in 2024. I think this is a very underrated figure. Really enjoy this figure, and that's why it comes in at number 10. All right, for the number 9 selection, spoiler alert, we're going to the biggest figure on this here countdown. And this one, I believe, went up for pre-order at the very end of 2023 and delivered early on in 2024. And this big guy, he stole my heart, never let go, still to this day. Representing the Green Lantern Corps, who do we got? Well, we got Kilowog, once again from the Amazon exclusive 2-pack. Wouldn't be shocked to see this get re-released down the line. And this was quite the year for the Green Lantern figures, including Kilowog. And I will always say he stands out the most just because he's a giant pig man in the Lantern team. Just a fabulous figure. Definitely an imposing guy with the rest of my Lanterns. A fun one, and he comes in at number 9. Feeling great at number 8. In the number 8 selection, we have to take a trip to Walmart. Sometimes beautiful, most times very ugly this time of year. However, Walmart is the exclusive home to this subline from the McFarlane Toys. We're talking DC versus vampires, and for the number 8 selection for me, I gotta say Shazam, like a young Gomer Pyle, with the Shazam Vampire Edition. I love my vampires, I love my monsters, mayhem, I love all that kind of stuff, and when you mix it up with some classic DC superheroes, most of the time they are amazing figures, and I love the Shazam. Looking very cool with the gray skin tone color, the big fangs, the blood on the hands, just a very cool gory figure that we just don't get stuff like this from McFarlane Toys. The only gore we see from McFarlane is on the couch some days, and we won't dress that up any more than we have to. But man, oh man, a fun figure, and one that came and went pretty quick at Walmart this year. Coming in at number 8, DC vs. Vampires, Walmart exclusive, Shazam! We roll in on the countdown now at number 7, and number 7 could easily be the sleeper of this countdown here, as we always got a sleeper somewhere in the countdown, and a lot of people, I'm finding out, didn't even know this existed, didn't even know this one was coming out. Now, it originally came out in a 2-pack, however, Todd and his team had to work a lot of magic, because I would say the opposite version of this one that came in a 2-pack is one of the worst figures of the year. However, they did it right this time as we go to the Platinum Edition, Batman vs. Spawn 96. Now, the original edition, all in black, looks cool until you get to that hot garbage head sculpt on that one. However, this one here, it's like they fixed everything. They said, we got to get this back out there. We got to fix it. And thankfully, they went with the other color suit. As I like the black suit, but this suit is very, very classic. And most importantly, they fixed the head on this one. Now, it does have a plastic cape, which we didn't see a lot this year, which makes this feel a little bit better and a little bit more special, if you ask me. The head sculpt, absolutely fabulous. Just a very good, beefy, chunky Batman in a style that really resonates with me and probably some others out there. Just a fabulous figure now hitting Walmart stores, coming in right at the end of the year before it was too late. Batman Platinum Edition, Batman Spawn. We're at the number 6 spot in the countdown, and once again, just like the last one, this is another figure coming down to the absolute wire here in 2024. Just a very, very cool figure here. One I didn't know I needed until I saw it, and once I got it out of the package, I liked it even more. What are we talking about at number 6? Well, we're going to Batman again, but we're going to Batman and Ace the Bat Hound. And of course, it goes back to my childhood collecting G.I. Joes. Whenever a Joe or Cobra had an animal with them, they immediately went up on the purchase list, to-do list, and that's where this Batman went as well. And this is a very cool Batman representing old school Batman, Silver Age, I believe it is technically called. And it reminds me of my childhood at my grandparents reading old Batman magazine and trade paperbacks, whatever they were, way back when that my uncle had. So it definitely resonates with me from that. I remember this kind of things, but I'm a sucker for this color combination on Batman, especially a classic version when life was a lot simpler, it felt like. And of course, anytime you get a dog, especially named Ace, just like my buddy upstairs, Ace, just a very, very cool slam dunk of a figure. And this one just coming out once again at the late portion of 2024, but a must-have with the wire cape, you name it. Just a solid figure. Batman and Ace the Bat Hound coming in at number 6. We've hit the halfway spot of the countdown. You got your list together. Put it in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And more importantly, probably for this video, if you like McFarlane Toys, you got to subscribe to Kyle Peterson 2.0, my second YouTube channel. We got videos every single day, and we're unboxing pretty much everything our friend from the couch, Todd McFarlane, puts out. So make sure you subscribe to both of my YouTube channels so you don't miss out on any of the videos and the year-end top 10 list, and of course, my latest collection tour. A lot going on both YouTube channels. Appreciate the support out there. But here we are at number 5. Todd, can you believe it? We're at the halfway point. Any surprises, any misses, any disappointments from you? Nothing yet. He says he's just waiting. He's waiting to see what number 1 is. He's got his fingers crossed and your toes crossed, I believe, and I can see it right there. Sweating over there. He's sweating on that couch. Who knows, Todd? But we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. But here we are at number 5, and number 5 was one of those ones that speaks to my nostalgic heart. Of course, collecting action figures as a kid in the 90s, there was the Kenner Total Justice line back in the day, and I loved, of course, a lot of the Kenner stuff over the years. However, in the 90s, it really seemed like lot of collectors, a lot of fans switched their allegiance over to Marvel from DC, a bit of the changing of the guards. However, I still dabbled into some DC back there in the early 90s, especially in the toy lines. And a favorite character of mine as a kid, I always thought he was a bit of a dork in the Superpowers era. However, he got a fresh look for the 90s. He grew his hair long, he grabbed a beard, he lost his hand. We're going to Aquaman, and Aquaman got powered up for the 90s, made himself a lot more cooler still to this day than the 80s orange, short hair, blonde character. Definitely a lot more manly in this incarnation right here, and this one always resonated with me way back when, and very cool to get a modern update here in 2024. We even got a Platinum Edition released in 2024, but very, very cool to get him. Very cool to have him on my Superpowers team collection. Absolutely love this Aquaman. That's why he's coming in at number 5. Here we are. We're down to the final 4. The final 4 figures in our DC Multiverse countdown. However, Todd throwing a little bit of a curveball. Now, this all McFarlane toys in this countdown. Primarily DC except for one. And there can only be one, like a young Highlander. And at number 4, there can only be one. There can only be one friend from the couch. It's got to be Todd McFarlane from the multiverse. Of course, this time the Spawn multiverse. We've got a Todd McFarlane figure here in 2024. Todd, you made the list at number 4. Oh my gosh, Todd, he's celebrating, he's dancing, he's jumping on the couch like a young Tom Cruise. He's celebrating over there. Mark Summers can't believe it. He's sitting there saying, what is going on? It's Todd's dancing. You want to slime him, don't you? But Todd's celebrating number 4. You know, Todd, you were very close to number 1. Very close. You were number 4, of course. And Todd just going crazy. He whipped off those tuck socks. There goes the pants. Todd's out of control. He's losing it. I better get through this one here. But Todd's going crazy. He is the number 4 figure here. And a lot of that has to do, me personally, Todd and I have a lot of fun on the couch. Keeps me sane in these. Gives me somebody to talk to, throw some thoughts against time to time. Unless I can find a co-host, and maybe 2025 will do the great co-host search. We'll see what we can do about that. We need a partner. I need a partner on the channel. Maybe it could be you. Do you like Western wear? Could you be convinced to wear Western wear? Maybe we'll sign you up. We'll see what happens there. But absolutely love this Todd figure. The joke comes to life. Absolutely love it. Love that they gave him no shoes and socks, just playing all the hits. I was calling for this figure before it was ever announced. Longtime viewers of the channel said, I told everybody, we need a Todd McFarlane figure. We need one with no shoes on. And we actually got that here in 2024. Say whatever you want about it. I think it is a very cool idea. I love that they packaged it with his original incarnation of Spawn. Just so much fun with this one. So much fun with Todd McFarlane in 2024. It's about what makes you happy, and Todd and his stuff makes me very happy. And this figure, an A+ figure if there ever was one, a must-have if you ask me, comes in at number 4, Todd McFarlane from the couch. All right, we're down. We're separating the men from the boys. Apologies, Todd. You're at number 4, but we got the final 3 right here, and we got 3 absolute heavy hitters. I'm guessing longtime viewers of the channel can guess at least a couple of these, I would have to imagine, but we're going to kick it off at number 3, and number 3 is the first ever incarnation of Batman I ever remember, and you always remember your first, and I still enjoy this incarnation and era of Batman. Maybe it is a little bit cheesier than I remember it as a kid, but it is still very, very cool. And this figure, Todd McFarlane from the couch, is in the running for Action Figure of the Year for 2024. So we'll see if that ends up at number 1. But what are we talking about at number 3 for me? We're going to Batman, but we're going to the Adam West Batman. Of course, there was a Platinum edition of this one in black and white. This is the color version. Very, very cool to get an Adam West Batman. Of course, there is a Christopher Reeve Superman that is released. As of right now, as I'm speaking, there's also a Linda Carter Wonder Woman we would love to see. Hopefully that happens in 2025. If you can get the rights, work some magic, it'd be really cool to get some of those in this collection. I will say, though, spoiler alert, that Superman Christopher Reeve will not be on this list, as it really hasn't hit everywhere. There's a few people that do have that one. I am not one of those, and we're down to the end of the year. We got 2 days left as I am filming this, so that's going to have to be a 2025 figure. We always got those crossover figures that kind of straddle the line. And I always say, once I do my review, I do my countdown, that's where it ends. The year starts at the day after that. So Christopher Reeve, spoiler alert, not going to be in this countdown here, but Adam West Batman, a fabulous, fabulous one. Would love to see a Burt Ward Robin to go with this. Hopefully that happens in the future. We'll see what happens there, but a fabulous figure, a must-have figure at number 3. It is Adam West, Batman. Down to the final 2 DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys figures of 2024, and I'm very nostalgic about my DC superheroes. Going back to being a little kid collecting the Kenner Superpowers figures, and when I close my eyes and I think of most DC superheroes, that is exactly what I think of. And of course, once again, Todd, I've been screaming for years, and you seem to be listening to me, it feels like, because I was screaming for capes, I was screaming for a McFarlane figure, I was also screaming for more Superpowers-inspired figures, and we got quite a few of those in 2024. And the number 2 example is one of the absolute best ones here. It is the Penguin Collector's Edition, Platinum Edition. Now, this is the Platinum. The black is the regular, but this reminds me of that Superpowers figure I had as a kid that I played with so much. Absolutely just an amazing interpretation of the Penguin. And still, like I said, to this day, when I close my eyes and I think of the Penguin, this is my Penguin. So to get this in action figure form in the modern scale in 2024 played so many hits for me. So many hits, in fact, it comes in at number 2, which means there can only be one left. What is my number 1 McFarlane figure of 2024? Well, stay tuned. We've reached the number 1 spot in my 2024 DC Multiverse countdown, and number 1 is a figure I've been wanting for years. Much like that Penguin, I wanted this as well, and this is as close as we can get so far. I wouldn't be shocked if that changes. Todd McFarlane from the couch. But this is a Superpowers-inspired figure, just an all-timer. The number 1 villain, probably in the DC Multiverse of all time, at least for me he is, and one of my favorite figures from my childhood, getting a release this year in 2024, part of Todd's digital line. Who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the Joker. The joke's on us as the digital Joker takes the number 1 spot for me. I knew I would love this the minute this was announced. I was just so excited. I did a little celebratory dance right here, like Todd just did at number 4 on the couch. I did that right here at this table when this was announced. A fabulous, fabulous figure. Great accessories with this one. A lot to like about this one, and the perfect pair to my Penguin figure in my collection that was at number 2. A lot to like about this one. Absolutely love this figure. The Platinum, not so good, but the regular, double chef's kiss. That's what we got right here, with the Joker taking the number 1 spot. So there it is, the Joker, the number 1 DC Multiverse figure of 2024. Once again, get your list together. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and your top 10. Would love to see it. Make sure you put it in order, as I always do say. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels with tons of content every single day for you guys and you gals out there, of course. And don't forget the Patreon channel for early access to all the videos from both YouTube channels. Glamour shots, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. It's all going down the old Patreon. Appreciate the support over there. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget my book. That came out in 2024. It is the complete guide to the Jax Class Superstars series, available on Kindle now. Check it out if you have not already. And then, of course, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and now on TikTok. So for Todd McFarlane and Mark Summers on the couch, I am Kyle. And this was the DC McFarlane Top 10 of 2024. See you guys all real soon.